Bounce and twerk it. Bounce and twerk it. You bounce to the 1 and the 2, and you bounce and twerk it. Bounce and twerk it. You bounce to the 2 and the 1 to the 2. You bounce and work it. You bounce and work it. You bounce and work it. You bounce, 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 and work it. You bounce and work it. You bounce, 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 and work it, and bounce, and bounce, and bounce, and work it. To the 1 and the 2, you bounce and twerk it. 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 Twerk, twerk it, 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 and you bounce and twerk it. To the 1 to the 3, you bounce and you twerk it. You do a little twist to the 1 and the 2, and you bounce and twerk it. And you bounce and twerk it. You shake it like you own it, and you bounce and twerk it. You shake it like to the 1 and the 3. You bounce and you twerk it. And you bounce and you twerk it. Just bounce to the 1 and then do a little twist down to the floor, and you bounce and work it. Twerk it and work it. Bounce and work it. You know you want to do this all night and day. You bounce and twerk it. You bounce and twerk it. You go boom, boom, boom to the 1 and the 2 and the 3, and you know you bounce and twerk it. You bounce and twerk it. You know this flow is going to you, and you know this is going to make you shake your butt every single day, because you're going to bounce and twerk it. Bounce and twerk it. You know this flow is going to get you there. Bounce and twerk it. Bounce, 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 and twerk it. Bounce and twerk it. You twerk it down to the floor, back up, like you want it, like you know it. Bounce and twerk it. Bounce and twerk it. You bounce, 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 and twerk it. You know you want to do this every single time you see me, because you want to bounce and twerk it. You want to bounce and twerk it. You want to put a little twist to the bounce and twerk it, because you know how this flow goes to you when you hit the floor with our ass in our face, in our minds. You know we got this. Bounce and twerk it. Bounce and twerk it. Bamba, 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 bounce and twerk it. You know it. You know it. You got the boom, boom with the twerk. You know you want to go to the 1 and the 2, because you want to bounce and twerk it. Bounce and twerk it. You know you're owning this moment, because you are all that. You're more than that. You're like the next level, and you know it, because you got that sex appeal, because you bounce and twerk it. Bounce and twerk it. You know this flow is getting to you, because you bounce and twerk it. Bounce and twerk it. You know this beat of mine is in your mind to get it going to bounce and twerk it. To the 1, to the 2, and the 3, you know you want to bounce and twerk it. You know this moves is getting everywhere. You're shaking the room like you don't care, because this heat in the room is all yours for bounce and twerk it. Bounce and twerk it. Work it and twerk it. Work it and twerk it. Work it and twerk it, because you know you bounce and twerk it. You bounce and twerk it. You put it a bit down, bit left, and bit right, to the left and right again, and because you bounce and twerk it. Bounce and twerk it. You know you're doing the right thing to the moment of your life. In the present of your mind, you know you bounce and twerk it. Bounce and twerk it. You know this flow is getting to you to get that thing, shake it all in my face, because you want to bounce and twerk it. Bounce and twerk it. It's so great. I see what I'm seeing. It's so nice and great. I love it when you bounce and twerk it. Bounce and twerk it. See that pussy all in my face, and bounce and twerk it. See ya. I'm out.